Hi, this is Cromwell from Good Aikido, and welcome to another episode of Aikido in your living room. For all Aikido thoughts, ideas, videos, techniques, you can visit me at goodaikido.com. Today, I want to talk about probably the most basic of all techniques, that is Ukemi. So Ukemi came from the word probably uke. Uke is the receiver of the technique. That's the guy getting thrown. Okay? Ukemi pretty much literally means receive it. Maybe in English, as we say in context, we say to take it, take the technique, right? So that's what Ukemi is. Ukemi is also known as breakfalls, forward falls, back falls, and all those things that will help you survive Aikido. A boxer will punch, right? He will the opponent, and he will punch with a fist, right? So the boxer is hitting the other person with a fist, right? Taekwondo guy will kick, karate guy will kick, right? And pretty much the karate guy and the taekwondo guy is hitting the other guy with their foot, right? Kemi, you're hitting the other person with planet Earth. That's big. So it's really important to know how to handle it, right? Because when you're getting hit by the ground, right, you're not just getting hit in the face. You're just not getting hit in your wrist. No, you're not. Your whole body is getting hit by the ground. So it's important to learn Ukemi. I remember when I was 17 years old and I visited my first Aikido school. It was a Tumiki Aikido school. And I got in there. I was wearing pair of shorts and t-shirts and t-shirt. And I saw white belts, yellow belts, green belts, all doing all these roles, right? And it was overwhelming. All these black belts are flying, and it was amazing. It was my first, I was in awe. Like, that made me like to do it, if that made sense. I wanted to do it. It's like, man, I can't wait until I do those things, right? By the way, this is in the 90s, so the Aikido then was pretty much Steven Seagal stuff. So I didn't realize that in order for you to throw, you need to learn to fall. And that's the whole point of Ukemi, is to learn how to fall. First concept, love the mat. You get comfortable on the mat. It's not your bed. It's harder than your bed. So you gotta treat it a bit more with respect, right? You feel it, you sleep on it, you roll on it, and at the beginning of the class, just to feel the mat, right? Stretch on it. It's really good for you stretching, no matter how strong you are. But if you can't move your muscles, it doesn't matter. So you need to stretch it, your mobility. So that's on the mat. You're literally loving the mat. That's one of the first lessons I learned in that school in Tumiki Aikido. Part of loving the mat, you turn the mat into your friend, is literally you gotta learn how to roll with it. You can't hit it square on like a friend. You can't collide with your friend. You gotta get along, right? So the first concept of love the mat is courage. Yes, it's very scary. I remember when I'm about to do the first roll on the kneeling position. It was a forward roll, right? I was rocking back and forth. My mind was saying, yeah, you can't do this. It's going to hurt you. And Sensei Ed goes to me, Cromwell, courage. Have some courage. So I was still a bit reluctant. You know what he did? He just pushed me. And I rolled. And it didn't hurt. It was actually fun. And then I did it again and again and again and again and again. So that's the courage part. It's scary. You are kneeling down. Even that kneeling down part, that was scary. And then you go to the high or the standing part of Ukemi. wow, that's another level of height, you know. And then your first koshinage. Koshinage is a hip throw. You get flipped. That's you literally feel that okay, you're on top of the thrower or nage or tori, and you're now on air, and you're gonna land on the ground. Right? That's scary. That's to me the first time I learned that was it was scary. You know, no way, it's gonna hurt me. And there's a lot of techniques to do that, right? And you need courage to discover that. So one of the underlying lessons of Ukemi is courage, right? I love this saying: fall 7 times, get up 8 times. In a class, you will fall so many times, right? And when you don't get up, well, that's another problem, right? But the purpose of the whole, or not the purpose, the part of the learnings you're going to get is you're going to keep on falling, you're going to get up. You're going to keep on falling, and you're going to get up, you know? And in my everyday life, in my career, in my relationships, in my money, with my money, in my family, right? In my learning, I fell so many times. But I got up. And because I got up, I get to do it again. So there's a lot of wrong things, but you become less wrong, and less wrong until in one stage you become right. And that's one of the hidden lessons that I got from Ukemi is you fall 7 times, but you get up 8 times. Are you still with me? Good. So I've also noticed that good Ukemi equals good Aikido. Yeah, think about that for a second, right? Do you think your Aikido is good? Yeah. Is your Ukemi good? Okay. I've noticed there's almost an equal. I put an equal sign there. It's almost equal. Like if your Ukemi is good, your techniques are good. Yeah. There's always that connection there. Yeah. I guess part of it is if you know how to throw, you can visualize how to fall. You can also reverse that. If you know how to fall, right, you can visualize how you're going to be thrown, right? If you can visualize how you're going to be thrown, you would know or see how you can throw. Yeah? So when you pick up someone, load them up, and then throw them, right? You can see how they're gonna fall, right? And because you can see that, right, you can throw them properly, and that's how you excel, or you go up in the ranks of getting better techniques. So that's my formula. Good Ukemi equals good Aikido because you can visualize the technique. Yeah, so there's a very almost linear effect of good Ukemi, right? Also, with good Ukemi, you will escape, right? That's important because, you know, if you get thrown in a situation and you manage to escape that situation or stood your ground, did something strategic and tactical that is within your resourceful mind or your capabilities, you got away with it, yeah, you will train longer. Ed Sensei, my first Aikido teacher, he was riding a horse once, right? And the horse is like 6 foot tall, and I think he was riding. He was on a horse, and he was going down the cliffs in the mountains here in Australia, and there was a snake on the ground, and because of that, the horse got scared, and and went up like that. Sensei Ed was lifted by the horse. He's in the middle here. That 6-foot horse became an 8-foot horse. And guess what happened? Sensei Ed fell from the horse and he landed on a mountain full of rocks, right? If he didn't do Ukemi, if he didn't know Ukemi, if he didn't practice Ukemi thousands of times, this is what he said, he would have probably died, broke his neck. But because he knew Ukemi, he managed to break his fall and escape that situation. So that's always been my because when I ask, do I need to do Ukemi, right? You know, maybe I can just stand up, pretend I'm falling, but no. Somebody throws you, do the Ukemi. Yeah, that's how you learn. That's how you learn this Ukemi part. Also, because you're getting hit by a planet, because you're getting hit by the ground, your body will be tougher, right? Boxers, for example, they get hit a lot of their face, right? They got a tough face. I mean, they have a tough head, right? And there are a lot of techniques how to apparently receive a punch. That's from my brief boxing training in my life. One of the things I learned is that, right? There's a lot of ways where you can, somebody hits you, you go with it, right? If you will notice that if you watch like a Pacquiao fight, right? Especially Mayweather fight where Mayweather's the defensive one and Pacquiao is a hitter, and you can see them moving it. So they have a very good structure in their head and their neck and how to do that, right? Karatekas, for example, are also very tough. They practice a lot of techniques to toughen their bodies, their forearms and their wrist, so they can handle the techniques, right? The Aikidoka does the Ukemi. So not just his face will be tough, or his head, his neck. Not only his arms will be tough, but his whole body, right? The joints will be tougher, the back will be tougher, but there's the thing, right? You gotta do good Ukemi. If you got thrown and you fell like a box, like all these points of a box, and you just rolled like a box, you'll be injured. And that's bad Ukemi now. So that's why it's really important to have good Ukemi. Okay. Another thing about escape, I'll just go back to Sensei Ed. He escaped, which means you live another day to train. You live another day to actually learn what you did, right? And you're going to live another day to make it better. So on the deeper side of Ukemi is the escape part, right? So that's another thing that I use in my daily life. You know, Aikido is part of your daily life. So my training in Aikido gave me that, right? The concept of Ukemi. In my daily life, I need courage, right? In my daily life, I fall 7 times, and unfortunately, I do fall a lot in life, and that's how I learn. But we do fall 7 times and get up 8 times. In my daily life, I need my body to be tough. Because if I'm sick, I'm sick. If I'm injured, I'm injured, right? I can't really do a lot of things that I would normally do if I'm healthy, right? And in your daily life, you need Ukemi because you will need to perform another day, the next day, and the day after, and so on and so forth. So the concept of Ukemi, as basic it is, it's a basic technique, right? It's very important. It's very humbling as well. That to learn about life, to learn and be good at Aikido, you need to hit the ground. So That's one episode for today. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave one in this YouTube video. I'll speak to you soon, or maybe this is a Facebook video as well. I'll see you soon. Thank you very much, and once again, have some peace. Peace be with you.